Hello and welcome to this video. Before I really get into the main meat of this video, I just wanted to break a few points down. Obviously, by the screen you can see and by the title, I've been evicted from my allotment based upon unfair grounds. The screen obviously tells you the reason, but here are some facts. I live miles away from my allotment, which they provided me with, knowing full well where I live, and I don't have my own transport. And yet I still manage to work my ass off on my allotment, including when it's pissing down with rain. I still continue working in the rain. Let's roll that footage. Alright, that's a little bit better. Right, over here, so look, there's the shed. The stupid shelter's come down again. Right, this is the top bed. I've put these on today. And all that there is rain. Still coming down quite heavy out here. Right, today I've joined all this up to there. Over there I've overlapped. That's one or two long pieces. I know it's not ideal, but it's raining and blustery as fuck. I've left that bit for now. But eventually I'll have a bit that's cut out so all of them can do it, and all of this is done. And this is the light on the camera, so I'm hoping you guys can see. Not done much over here, apart from put another bit there, because obviously those side bits weren't covered. I need to still do that and move it. Then of course down here, so I'm getting there. Slowly but fucking surely. Look at the grass. You can see how fucking saturated it is. It's been a bitch, man, to tell you the truth, to get them spikes in. So there's not much more I need to do because I'm feeling fucking ill as fuck, man. Oh, I feel dizzy. I've had the fucking storm. I'm not good. I just need to bag up some compost and they're going to get rid of some of it for me. Take my shit and get the fuck out. Got to put that away. Obviously weed membrane. See if you can. This is the aftermath. I don't know if you can see it, but it's absolutely pissing down my rain. I'm under the fucking shelter, which I have to keep repairing. I don't know why I put myself through this. I really don't. I'm ill and then I get this shit. Trying to put weed membrane down, look, absolutely soaked. Fucking right, man. I planned ahead to put this shelter up. It didn't fucking last long. You can see my head's right here. So yeah, it's a bit of a bitch. Hopefully it dies down so I can finish my weed membrane. But I need to go and get my weed membrane because it's going to get piss wet down on it. So peace. So I don't want to hear them telling me I don't work that out plot. Because if I didn't, do you think I would be working in the rain? No. Secondly, this happened whilst I was away. Somebody was supposed to go and work on my allotment whilst I was away. Let's see that footage so I can prove that. If you're watching this, you've obviously agreed to water my shit. So thank you very much. And if not, well, I don't know what else I'm going to do, but I mean, you won't see the video if you don't say yes. So, right, these here, there's two of them. These are for the seeds, so you fill this up and I'll show you where they are. The spuds, as you well know, because you've watered them a few times, one watering can each. Don't worry about these. These ones are fine, but I'll show you the seeds first. Alright, over here. And there's going to be another one that I need to add here in a minute. So you just use the spray. Just a little bit, not too much. Right, so that proves that. I gave the instructions by video so she can play them over and over again. Having spent fucking pretty much every day up there, trimming it all back, weed membrane down, trying to do everything I can, planting seeds and everything to make sure it was ready. But now, that doesn't resonate with these Also, if you look at the letter again, the letter, obviously, I haven't got it in front of me. I think it was written on the 26th or the 28th of June. I didn't receive it till probably the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, I can't remember. Having already been to the allotment before I received this letter and cutting things back and trying to tidy up. And this Kathy Kramer seems to have this to say on the matter.
And what all you've done, the most work you've done is since we've told you you're being evicted.
Okay, so let's completely destroy her argument. This footage was probably 3 or 4 days worth of work before I even went on my trip. Let's play them one after another. Again, something to live down here these days. So I've done a lot today, a couple more down there. All the way up here. If you see them long bits, that's on the other guy's side, but I've cleared all mine. Which is worse than mine. So point of all, if I'm not maintaining it, mine would look like his. Number 2, I'm currently working on it, so how can I again not be maintaining? Please, someone tell me how I'm not maintaining my allotment when the guy to the right of mine is in that state. Please, someone explain it. Cut this right back, and this stupid thing keeps dying, so I have to do most of it by hand. Cut all this back. I know that's a bit long, but I think that's technically on the other guy's side. Need a bit more there. Fucking work well hard today. Over there as well, a bit more on here. Over there, as I say, look at his. That's what it was like all the way up to the black stuff, the weed membrane. So I've even cut back on the next person's allotment, which is not my job. Cut a lot of this back. It's by no means perfect. But yeah, I have to go back and charge the thing up because I'm not doing all of it by hand. I've done most of it. Cut a lot of this back. That's not my allotment, even though it's right next door. I know it confused me when I first started. Cleared all the way up here. If you remember, all this was high, this as well, obviously over the other side. So it's not perfect, but as you can see, if I can get my foot in there, it's all loose. A little bit of long bits, but as you can see, more. It's been cut. See, I'm working my plot. Started putting it all away. Cleared all this over here as well. I mean, there's a bit more on that one. Over there, you probably can see all the long bits that have been cut. Exhausted, I tell you. This bit as well. I didn't do this bit. I tried, as you can see, but it's not finished. All the way up there, because that was all covered. If you remember the last video, trimmed over here. I mean, this was well high. I couldn't even get into my shed, and it's not too bad. All the way up to here. At least I can get about. Let's give you another vantage point or perspective. Still looks like a shit tip, but Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. Done a little bit over here as well. Let's give you another vantage point or perspective. Let's put my hand on his. Oh shit! Don't put my hand on his shed. So I've done a lot. It's like 5 o'clock. I was supposed to go town and get fruit and veg and stuff, but nah, too late, and I need to go to sleep. I've been up all night again. But as you can see, I think it's a pretty good job. What my as I said, mostly by hand, unfortunately. And I've even moved stuff like that to get underneath it, so I'm not happy with that. But tomorrow, or when I come back, I won't be doing any more trimming, unfortunately, because I can't have the strimmer and take compost in a cab. Well, maybe I could, but probably not. So this is what I need to do. See, weed membrane is useless. It doesn't stay down, but I've got plenty of it. So next time when I deal with the compost, I'm just going to put loads more down. I've got loads more of them spikes. I'm going to use some of this sort of wood to hold it down. I'm going to cover all of this area. All this should be able to hold it down, so that will kill all of that off. As I say, probably not next time, but eventually I've got to get in there and clear all that off. So, but yeah, I've done a full day's work here. So I'll give you one more little swing by. So I'll give you a little bit down here. This is his side, or her side, whoever this allotment belongs to. So ignore all of that. That's the main area I've got to deal with. So as you can see, it's not too bad. Alright, I'm out of here. Peace. You see, I said next time I wouldn't be able to get the strimmer and the compost. Well, that day literally half an hour before this video was recorded, I was in the vet. And you'll see the lady in the video. It's her dog, and I was there when they put her dog down. So, even on a bad day, because I kept getting letters, I even went with the lady who's really should have been at home grieving, and I should have been there to comfort her. But no, because of the letters and the harassment I keep getting, I even had to go there at a time that I shouldn't have done. And I even asked her to take my strimmer, and you're going to see the problems I had trying to get the compost. You're going to hear it. I'm back here. I'm absolutely I'll explain why. It's not perfect in there. I've cut a lot of that back. It does look pretty crazy, but it's actually a lot better in real life. Planted all of them. Let me try and get in here to show you. So without the net, it still looks terrible, but it's a lot better than that in real life. And it's not easy to get into because look, it's dangerous. So I've tipped that one out. But yeah, put some weed membrane down. Put loads of compost. Of course, nothing but trouble because the taxi driver wouldn't take me like they've done in the past. So I had to walk them in one or two, one at a time. Sort of inch them closer. Took fucking forever to do, unfortunately. Cab drivers take me and normally cost from halls to my allotment. Well, they didn't this time. But as you can see, I got the fruit cage done as much as possible with the strimmer battery power and having to walk compost from the shop all the way there. I had many bags, so I had to walk one, go back, get another one, go and get the others, and inch it forwards. Each time to finally get hours to get it there. Unfortunately, I just ain't got the energy to put them away. I've put some away. I see, it looks really bad on there, but it's not that bad in real life. So, that's what it looks like from there. Let's have a look up here. Now that, to the left, is not mine. I'm not going to have to move that wheelbarrow. Right, peace. Apologies about the video being on the side. That's to do with the program I'm using. Link will be in description with it rotated. Well, it's not perfect, but I've trimmed this down, but it was crazy. Last couple of days ago, weren't as bad. But if you can see right at the top, that was not like that a couple of days ago. It's just amazing how fast grass grows. So let me zoom out. See, it always looks worse on here, but it's a lot. See, look, if you look in there, I haven't done, that's what it was, so that's what it is. Probably looks worse because most of this is loose, so that bit's not, but the battery's conked out. But I've done this bit. See how quickly it's grown from the last video? Just a little bit of rain. This bit you might be able to tell is loose. So I've done up here as well, done most of that. Done round here. But it was pretty thick, so that's probably why it's dying. I've still got up there to do. So there ain't really much, it just looks shit. So, I need to get me another one of them batteries and have them both charged up because this is just a ball ache. I've done all down here. This was ridiculous. Trimmed down here. This is all loose, I think. Looks it. Trimmed all the way around here. All the way. It's not perfect round here, but you couldn't even see the sign. It was that bad. So, if you look at the allotment next to mine, which is always overgrown, I mean, that bit's fine. So, if I am the only one getting things, I mean, this guy's worse than mine. So, if I'm the only one getting letters, I'm going to be pissed off because it's way worse than mine. But anyway, might as well go home, go to sleep. I've got this shit to finish the next couple of days. So, let's have another closer look. So I've started doing here. This bit all needs to be done. I can't believe how fast grass grows. I've started along here. Look at the size of that. I've got all this over here. This bit, I think that bit's, yeah, that's the guy. Well, there's no one there, it's abandoned, but that's not mine. So I've got to do all the way up here on all of this shit. So it's a lot of f***ing about. I mean, look at this. It's nuts. It wasn't like this a few days ago. Right, anyway, I'm out of here. Peace. Okay, so it got overgrown, but as you're going to see in the next clip, I've been working on it, cutting it back down. So this is what I don't understand when they tell me, you're not working here a lot. It got overgrown, and of course she sent me a letter. I didn't get a letter, and she didn't even comment on the fact that it was previously cut, and it was looking a lot better. No, she waits until the time it gets a little bit overgrown, 3 days bit of rain. Even I was shocked. What do? I get straight on with it. But it doesn't matter because I've already got the letter. Which, in the beginning, when I cut it all back, she said it wasn't good enough. So I asked her, well, can you tell me, well, what do you mean? I've cut it all back. And she started sending me letters and pictures to say, right, this needs to be done. And every time I got a letter, I followed her specification. This needs to be done. That needs to be done. Every single time, barring one with the fruitcase, which is now down. But unfortunately, I didn't have time to take the fruitcase down in their time. But when I've come back from my holiday, yes, I've done it. Alright, I am done in. I'm working all day, still fasting. Had the detox symptoms like a headache. But I've done a lot today. Let's start down here. Gotta do a glass of water. I've cleared most of that. As you can see, it's up there. Cleared a lot around here. It's not perfect. If you remember, I don't think you saw it how bad it was, but it's a lot better. So on the way in, she'll be able to see. Well, apart from that, but it's a lot clearer, even in there. But I've done everything in there. That's the last video. Can't put any more in there, so I'll just put it all there. So, God, I'm exhausted. I haven't even had a chance for a fag all day. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Alright, it's not perfect, but I've run out of them things that you use to sort out holding the weed membrane in place. That was just an old scraggy bit I just shoved down. This one I think's gone down today, or is it that one? Can't remember. I think it's that one. So, I can't really see. So let me give you a bit of perspective. It's definitely a lot cleaner and tidier. Not clean. Well, I suppose it is cleaner as well. So, been clearing this out all day as well. I think it was this one I put in today. Up the top, I've got weed membrane everywhere. I'll show you the little bit of a tidy up, even though it still looks a mess, but not my fault. But I'll explain why. I bought some tomato plants. Unfortunately, they're not organic, or they don't say they are. God, I've been doing this for hours. Covered all this up. Obviously, the barrier's there just to hold it along with the bricks. Alright, let's get up there. I've still got more to do. It's like fucking 7 o'clock. Anything about wrapping up and going to bed. Going home, I mean. Right, all this is done. I need more of this on here to hold it down. But, believe it or not, that's actually tidier. Apart from the frame that looks a mess. But I've put what's normally covering the compost, I've put it on the floor. I pulled the frame down. I didn't get time to finish doing that, and believe it or not, it was tidier. Move this over as well. There's my gloves. Let's give you a bit of a perspective. It's holding down the weed membrane. That's why it's more of a mess than it was, and it has to be a bit of a mess. This is the cow, which I'm going to have to plant some more before I go. Thinking I'm just going to leave it on the side up here, like it where it was. Someone else has done that as well. So fill up more of them little pots. Put my cow in. Got some big pots today, so I can start my chilies and stuff. Is where I'm gonna start them off. So yeah, most of this will be clean. I mean, this is not the final video. There'll probably be another one once I've actually finished, if I get time. So yeah, so a lot of that's gonna go on there to hold it down. Let's give you this view. So much tidier, apart from the bits like there.
Unfortunately, I've misplaced at least 2, maybe even 3.
So yeah, and obviously all them bags over there coming with me.
The day before, so I got it to how it was on the last, and one after. There might even been a third one, because I remember recording and showing the beds all clear. Because down the side, through the gaps in the wood, there's always weeds and grass. Well, I did a video showing that, look, I've pulled it out, it's clear, but I can't find it. Maybe it got corrupted, or maybe it got deleted by mistake. But as you can see, I've worked my arse off.
You know, keep the weeds at bay. Well, with anyone with half a brain and a pair of eyes can see that I'm definitely doing that.
Kramer, you're talking out of your arse. I'm always working on my allotment. I make videos every single time I go to my allotment. And only you, Kathy Kramer and Never Smith, her manager, are the ones who say that I don't. Why? Because you don't get sent my videos. You are being provided, Heather, with one-sided bullshit. Why don't you get the videos? Because it's private between me and my peoples. Also, she claimed I didn't have tons of videos. Let's play the audio.
Videos I was sent. Yeah, you are. You are.
Unfair, Danny. We've sent you numerous letters.
And excuse me, I have got thousands of videos to prove that everything you've asked me to do, I have done.
Right.
If you want more,
no, you haven't.
I don't. No, so I'm a liar. So okay then, I don't have thousands of videos.
We asked you about the fruit cage.
Well, guess again. Because I have tons. I uploaded what I could sort out in the time frame to prove you people wrong. And even though you've been proven wrong, you still me. Now, let's look at the current state of my allotment. I'm going to show you pictures over the same day, but maybe half an hour taken between them. And we'll look at the videos. Okay, so you're going to see the first video. When I return, of course, it's overgrown. I asked someone, as I showed you earlier, to look after my allotment. They had access to my strimmer and to water my crops, and they completely let me down. They didn't even inform me that they hadn't even been, even when I collected my allotment key and strimmer. So, how was I supposed to know? I expected it, well, not to be in the state that it is. And this is before I received the eviction letter. So I want that to be clear.
Alright, I'm back at the allotment. Of course, looks a complete state because the person who was supposed to be looking after my allotment decided to let me down. Got lots growing in there. Fortunately, it's got too much. So... and there's not much compost in there, even though I filled it up halfway, but yeah, I'll have to cut all this back, put the compost in, again cut all this back, cut all that back, cut all this back, do some more cutting here. So I haven't really checked my tomato plants yet. This is probably a weed, I guess. There's tons of them, but it's gonna be a lot of work. Then again, that looks like my tomato plant. Looks like it's done pretty well. I'm sure that's a tomato plant. So I need to cut all that back, cut a lot of this back. Just unfortunate that the person, as I said, who was supposed to look after my allotment didn't. I made it a little bit easier. Oh, I need to cut all this back as well. Now, the moment that everyone's dying to see. God, this all needs to be cut back. That, I can't remember what that is. But something's growing. Some of them are pretty good. Wait a minute. No, it's a weed. Never mind. But yeah, so it looks like there's something growing there though. Not sure what. So I'm gonna water everything, cut as much of this stuff back as I can until the battery dies. Sort out the compost in the old buckets, and we should be good to go from there. So I'll do a video after so you can all see. Peace. Right. This it's now 5:25. I tried to come down early, but of course the bus is always late. Now this is coming down today to please you. Not that I wanted to, I wanted to repair it, but of course, you tell me it's got to be done. And as always, I'm gonna do it. See all of this? I'm gonna clear as much of this as I can with a strimmer. Now, I probably won't have the time to clear all of the wood and put more weed membrane down, but I'm going to show you a good video showing exactly what I do. And I want you to pass this on to Heather. And I will do what I can with the wood to put that weed membrane back there so it's covered like it was before I left. I might even cut some more and put it here. I may even rip up the ground so you can see layers upon layers of weed membrane. Because I'm getting tired of your letters like I don't do anything. You walk around showing people allotments, because there's plenty of new people. I know for a fact there's an African couple. There's a few others that I've met. There's a woman, I think she's new, down the bottom there. Why do I know this? Because I've been here. Because I speak to people on the allotment. I've got a lot of friends on the allotment. Now, this is going to come down. I will try and I'll get in there once it's gone and cut all that down. These all need to be watered again. And then the last time I was here, they were quite wilted. Okay, this one's not brilliant. But I was here 2 days ago, watering. And I'm going to cut all this, providing my strimmer's there. And I will do, on my hands and knees, take the weeds that are stuck out, which I did not long before I went away. That's why this is here. And okay, they've come out through the side, but I will even clear this out. And I want you to pass this on to Heather, and I also want her email address so I can send my videos and my evidence. It's obvious you've got a problem with me, but I'm going to show you and Heather the work that I do here. Right, still the 5th, still down here, working my arse off. Now, that weed membrane is supposed to be over there. Right? Obviously the wind's not held it very well, the ground. See this? Weed membrane. Why is this here? Because the last time I got told about the weeds, I put weed membrane down. You see? Yes, weed membrane. So I don't want to hear any more of this nonsense that I'm not doing my job. I'm putting weed membrane down. And it's not just there, it's all over my allotment plot. I've cut all of this down. Again, unfortunately I can't finish because I'll show you that my strimmer has died. More weed membrane not being held down. See, held down there. I've only got so many of them. So, it's not my fault. See? Obviously, I'm not going to bother straightening it up, but as you can see, it goes. I did this before I left. Look, there's even one in there. Because it went there. And look, there's one there. See? There's the hole it goes into. Obviously, I've not straightened it up. So don't tell me I'm not working this allotment. This was put there to stop it. Growing. All over the allotment, if you go far enough, you'll see layers upon layers of weed membrane. Even somewhere in here. Maybe I pulled it out. See? Me weeding. See? Look. Weeding. Doing my job. Look. You see? That's the top layer of weed membrane. You see this? It's called the bottom layer. Because I'm always doing Even before she gives me the flipping message. Weed membrane. See? Top layer. Bottom layer. And if I dig further enough down, you'll find more layers. And before I left, I gutted all of this out. And it's the same throughout the allotment. That's your foul, I'm going to show you now. Now, it's not perfect because the strimmer died. And before, I'm sure you're going, oh, is this lying? Look, you press that and press that. Do you hear anything? No. And before you say the battery's not there, this is the battery. I'll even take it out for you. Battery. I put it in. You see? In. Let's try again. Oh, nothing. And you go on about last year. I was doing this by hand last year. Until I've got the strimmer. Now, I'm sure you're going to complain to me about it being there. But look, I've ripped it up. What do you want me to do? I don't have a standing knife to cut the flipping netting. And then put it somewhere. I've got bits of wood that I'm going to be used to hold that weed membrane down. I've even had a bit of a flipping clear off here. As far as I know, that bit is not a part of my allotment. Look, here we go again. Old weed membrane for when I get told about it. Look, weed membrane. Oh, look. Well, actually, that one's not. But look, I worked my arse off on this allotment. This is where the fruit cage was, which of course is now there. For now, I don't know what to do with it. Obviously, I've not been able to get to that area, but give me a chance. That area, well, I'll try and do it today or tomorrow, the day after. I haven't even watered my crops. You go on about me not cultivating, it's because you're always having a go at me for weeds. Well, as you can see, weed membrane. Look, old weed membrane. Do your investigation properly. Don't believe it. Look, why is that going over there? Huh? I'm sick and tired of you. Make out I do nothing. Look, old weed membrane. See, look, more. What is this? Old weed membrane. You tell me I do nothing. Maybe if you did some investigation and open your mouth, maybe you'd find out that I am working my allotment. This was all covered before I left. That, well, I don't know why that come up. That was covered. I covered that. I recovered this over there. Okay, I didn't have enough of the pegs there. Over there. This, fresh. Another one. Oh, this runs all the way from up there down to the bottom. All the way. See this? This is me getting rid of the stupid crap. Huh? This is me working my arse off. See? All over the place because I'm working. See? Weed. Look, I pulled it out, woman. Look, weed. Loose. Look. Look. Now, okay, I haven't got round to doing that yet, but I will try. I've even tried to do along there. Granted, the stupid strimmer failed. But look. It's all prickly. Cut. Freshly done. I need to drag that one up, obviously. Weed membrane. Look. Freshly cut. I've done here. I've done up there. It ain't perfect. Look. Old weed membrane. That's the new one. See? There. Done a bit up here. As you can see, it's not perfect. The strimmer died. Now, I've got another video to make when I actually finish and go home. Because it's exactly, well, the stupid phone's being a pain, but I don't know what time it is. But look, this is on the 5th of July. My stupid phone won't let me zoom. See? This is what I do all of the time. You give me letters, I cut back because I now have that. And you know full well I used to do it by hand with garden shears. Because I didn't know they were battery operated. I knew you can get them electricity powered, but there's no electric. And of course I haven't got money for petrol. There, needs a bit of tidy up. That bed, yes, it's got some weeds in it. All of this later you're gonna see is gone, again, by my hand. I'll hopefully get some of that done, but most of this, look, again, old weed membrane. Okay, this needs to be cut. I'll let you off on that bit. And that definitely needs to be cut. But tomorrow or the day after, I will come down again and I will do it again. Look, this is me. See, that's not grass. Well, it is grass. That's not grass that's in there. That's grass that I've killed off. Weed membrane, look. Look, I've stacked all of this up. Over there, I've cut. See, this cut. Granted it needs a bit more, but look, cut. I'm sick and tired of you telling me I don't do anything. The proof is old weed membrane. See, weed membrane, nothing growing. Because I work my arse off. I'm sick and tired of being treated like an idiot that doesn't work on his allotment. I'm sick of it. Look. And every day and every week, you're gonna get videos so I can prove it to you because I'm sick and tired of it. Look, old weed membrane. It's just ridiculous. I have to be subjugated to this because you can't investigate. You've got a tongue in your head, ask questions. Do some actual investigation. I already know you got something against me. It's obvious. See, working it. Oh, it doesn't look that bad now, does it? No, but you wouldn't take pictures when I work on it, do you? No, of course you don't. No, you just take pictures when something happens, there's a bit of rainfall, and it got, oh look, he hasn't done it. Idiots. Right, another video. Put the weed membrane back and put whatever I've got to hold it back. I'm not going to have time to finish bagging that up, but as you can see, more weeds loose on there. I need to get some gloves to pick that one up. See, I'm not saying it's perfect, but look, spent all this time getting rid of it. If I get time, I'll put it in that bag. But look, I got rid of most of the weeds, not all of them. Although there's a big one there that I must have missed. But at the end of the day, it's going to get done. Cleared along here, although it doesn't look like I have because I've left it there. I've not had time to bag it up, like it's just loose. Same here, needs a bit more cleaning up. But I haven't got enough hours to do everything. More weeds, more. See, someone keeps pulling my weed membrane. That was over there. Over there. See, cleared all of this back. See, they talk about me and my overgrown. Look at that. 2 or 3 allotments. I don't care if they're abandoned or not. Do you think that makes life easier for me? When that, which is not my responsibility, comes over to mine, you don't think it spreads? I mean, look how high that is. You can see. Raised bed. So maybe if you lot got your asses in gear, cleared all this, it'd make my life easier so I wouldn't have so many weeds on that side. But ever think about that? Look how far it goes. And maybe, if you did that, maybe more people would take your allotments on. But no, you don't think about that. You just want to give me lectures. Why don't you deal with the bigger problem? I'm dealing with mine. Not that you lot believe me. I do a lot of work on here. I spent all day, well, hours. I don't even know what the time is, probably like 8 o'clock. Wouldn't surprise me, it wouldn't be the first time. See, And don't moan about that, because I don't know what to do about that yet. See, it's not perfect, but I've cut it. I've bagged up a lot of the stuff. I don't think that's a part of my allotment. Obviously my swim has died. I can't finish it. I've done a lot by hand. Need to finish all of this. But I'm sorry, council need to deal with that. At the end of the day, I've done a lot of work. See, cleared all this out. A little bit there that's loose. See, loose. A little bit there that needs to be pulled. That needs to be bagged up, which I won't be able to do today. See, the raised beds. Cleared it out. Need to do that side. Probably have to do it whenever I come next time. More loose. Cleared it all out. See? There were weeds all the way there. Where are they? This is what I do all of the time. And 3 days, most of that's loose, but some of it needs to be cut back. But in 3 days, look how flat and clear this is. In 3 days, a bit of rain and the sun, this will all be back how it was today. And then I get her moaning at me. So of course, I'm constantly working on that. I get no real time to plant. And I'm saying, if you're evicting me, then you need to evict everyone in this allotment and sell this land. Look, weeds, a lot bigger than mine. Look, right down the bottom. See? You're going about my little bit. Well, look at all of this. Huh? Look at all of this. Abandoned. Some there, some over there. Why? I wonder why. Because 3 days with that, it all comes back. I don't see council dealing with this, or this, or this. We pay you, now we're paying you twice as much. You can at least do your job and clear all this before you even worry about mine, which I'm working my arse off all of the time. See, clear. Weed membrane, put down before I went. All of this. So don't give me that I'm not working my allotment. See, another hard day's work. Try and give you every angle so you can see it. I'm like someone who doesn't like to show where I've tried. No, they just want to show just negative. See? Now on the right, on the path, it needs work. No one's arguing with that. But as you can see, it's a bit of a mess, needs a bit of a clear up, but I never get time to do that because I'm constantly on that. That weed there, I'm going to get rid of. Needs tidying up. No one's saying any different, but I spend hours getting rid of all the weeds and all the grass. See, everywhere, covered, because that's what I've been doing. And that's what I always do. On there as well. Zoom out again. See, more, more, more. So don't tell me I don't work my allotment. 1 tomato plant, 2 tomato plants. Over there, round the corner, is where I got my seeds. Now, this all needs a tidy up. But unfortunately, I need things to hold the weed membrane down because it always ends up flying off. I can't be there to do everything at every little time. But look, I've even tried to clear a bit of this off. It was covered. In there, this was all covered. I've still not bagged it all up. It's loose. Apart from that weed there. Put it in there. What more do you want from me? This is what I do all of the time. And you should be clearing that up. Because look, comes over to where my allotment is and makes mine worse. Makes me have to work harder. So you tell me about mine. I think you should get your own house in order. I'm doing mine and working as hard as possible. But as I said, bit of rain, 3 days, and this will all be back the way it is. I can't come every day, so you should evict everyone on that premise if you're going to evict me. Because no one could be here every day, even people who live here. It's impossible. But I've done what I can. I've spent hours here, and I'm still here. I don't need none of this nonsense. I'm not working my allotment. Right, I know there's a bit of weeds here, but the point I'm trying to get across is not the weeds, is all of this. Because obviously they didn't get watered by the person who was supposed to look after my allotment. They've all died. So when people say I'm not trying to cultivate, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all dead, but there is a bit of green. I don't want to water them too much because of my research, it's not good. I think you're supposed to water them from underneath, but this one's not too bad, so maybe they're alive. I was going to transplant them, but of course I don't have the time because I spent everything working on what they've asked me to do, not my cultivating, which is a shame. Alright, that would do. But I planted all that with seeds, and most of them haven't done much. Right. Well, I don't know what you can see because the sun's in my eyes. I've done what I can on there. Needs a bit of a tidy up. Cleared as much as I can on the right path. Showed you before. Cleared out right here and under there, as you can see on there. So I've had a busy old day. You've also got my tomato plants, which are starting to flower, which is obviously where you get your tomato or tomatoes. I've not had time to sort out weed membrane on that side, or even put that down. I've got to go because I've had nothing to eat or drink all day. This needs a bit of a tidy up next time. Need a bit of weed in there. Finish that off. Didn't get around to taking that weed off, and I just ain't got time. I'm so thirsty and hungry. Got a bad headache. But not that they care, no. They don't even believe I do all of this work. So, joke's on them really, when they see the evidence. So this needs to be cut a bit more. Obviously where the fruit cage was, and I've got to find something to do. I have to bring a standing knife and cut that, and then fold it up. Oh look, more old weed membrane in there. I mean, it's anyone think that I actually did work around here. Correct, I do. Need to clear all this lot up. And this is the 5th of, I was going to say January then, July. And once again, I'll show the bus ticket. So they can't say I'm lying. I mean, granted, how would they know, you know, or how would I know, to be more exact, that it was the 5th of July, said I come, but stupid things I have to do to prove my point. But at least if I show this ticket, there's nothing I have to worry about because they can blatantly see. So for the, what's it? Oh, let it focus. Friday the 5th of July 2019. There it is again. So I don't need none of this, oh, you've not been down here. Because as of this date, it's in this level of whatever. Not perfect, not by any means. Is it a lot better? Yes. In the next few days, I will be back. Maybe even tomorrow. I don't know when I'll be back, but it won't be that long. I know my luck, it'll have a bit of rain and it'll be all back again, which they don't seem to understand any of that. But when I come back, shredding, not shredding, streamline, cut all back, tidy up more. Hopefully do some planting if they get off my back and let me plant. So, let me try this from another angle. See there, next allotment, look at this, comes over to mine, makes my life harder, and they complain to me. This is the main thing that's growing, the spuds. I've already showed you these seeds. Some of them are growing. I have to transplant them next time. See, they're not wilted now, most part. They just must have been thirsty as hell. There's a little bit still watered, but... And just to point out the flipping obvious, because I've already showed, look, weed membrane. And I've already showed you on previous videos the old weed membrane. But let's just have a look. They're on there to hold the weed membrane down. You know, somebody who doesn't want to try anything with the weeds and try and stop it coming back. I mean, I've put a lot of weed membrane down. Look, it's everywhere. That's why it's such a mess. Everything's trying to hold it down. No, but I don't work on my allotment. I don't care about the weeds and the grass. Yeah. Okay, Kathy. Okay, Heather. You know. And this isn't just something, because you can see the past video, it was already there. So joke's on you, because you don't know what you're talking about. I'm always down here. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
So once again, disproving everything you said, like I can't run this allotment. In regards to cultivating, I have tomato plants growing. I have seeds that were planted before I left. Unfortunately, the person who was supposed to look after my plot whilst I was away completely let me down. So I wasn't able to actually get all of my seeds to germinate and be ready for planting. And since I've been back, I've been trying to get on top of it and fight this eviction notice, which of course is what you planned in the first place, because you know Kathy Kramer better than anyone, because you're the one that's down the allotment. I dare say that Heather Smith probably doesn't ever go to the allotment, or if she does, not as much as you. And you show people allotments, so you know full well after I get them letters, I cut things back and I work on it. You see, it's only July. I have plenty of months to get the rest in the ground. I've recently purchased plug plants, tons of seeds to get it in. But no, that's not good enough for you. So I'll show you some of my recent purchases, but you can see that I've bought some shit. And let's play the unprofessional and totally disrespectful audio where she says I should have done this before, even though I was on holiday.
And I've also ordered loads of plug plants, and I've also ordered loads of seeds.
Yeah, but these are things that you should have done previously. So you're now in July.
Yeah, July. We've got half the year to go. It's the summer.
You've got the half of the growing season, and then in September everything starts ending.
Well, that's funny to me, because I hear that people go after September.
Yes, they do. You grow winter veg, like
winter veg. So I've got half the year to go.
So have you got lettuces to grow?
I've got lettuces. I've ordered lettuces. Right. I've ordered beetroot. I can even.
Unfortunately, you're not taking what we're saying.
If I can bring your attention to the screen, you'll see that I ordered tons of seeds even before I went away on holiday. And if someone would leave me alone, because I'm clearly working my allotment, to actually get on with cultivating, then I'm gonna get cultivated. But no, you don't listen. Just after this, you're gonna see a video of my drawer full of seeds. But you do not let me get on with it. Weed, 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 weed. And as I've got on my YouTube channel, 70 plus YouTube videos, granted some are private, but hopefully by the time you watch this they will be on there. I've got another 30 gig. I've got a WinZip file with 2 gigs full of more allotment videos to be uploading, and you're constantly bombarding me even though I'm working on it. If you left me alone, I could get on with cultivating and then tell me about whatever the hell you want. But no, you don't give me the chance.
Can you see what that says? Seeds. Look, I've got tons of them. If you'd leave me alone to get on with actually cultivating, it would be done. See, all the way to the bottom, all different types of seeds. What I've recently ordered. Seeds. I'm doing this one-handed, so I'm not going to take them out. Look, more seeds that I ordered in May, but you've not left me alone. You keep moan, even though I'm flipping working my arse off, so I've not even had a chance to plant any of these. I wonder why. You say I should have done this, but if excuse me, you think you are? I was on holiday. The first holiday I've had in ages. My girlfriend lives in a different country, and it's the only time I get to see her, as we have nothing but shit trying to get her in the UK. Because if I could have got her in the UK, I wouldn't have needed someone to go to my allotment, and I would have carried on working on my allotment, planting, weeding, all the rest of it. And that's something you and Eva Smith aren't taking into consideration. A joke, I'm even having to go through this. Going back to the weeds and the grass. I mean, look at all the weed membrane I've been putting down. I have to cut it back and then put the weed membrane. So once again, it just disproves. Somebody that wasn't working the allotment would not be putting weed membrane down, would not have 74, 5, whatever it is, videos on YouTube, and I've still got more to put up. This is what pisses me off. They sit there and make false allegations against me. They are not true. I work my ass off. I'm sick of this grief I go through when I've got the video evidence to support it. She's vindictive and clearly has an issue against me. And obviously I cut the grass and the weeds back, and then you put the weed membrane down. Why? Because it's supposed to help. So as you can see, the weed membrane was put down before I went away. Is that someone not working their allotment? Is that someone not trying to? Am I not entitled to a holiday in your eyes? Well, obviously not. In regard to having the allotment years, well, I'm a newbie gardener. What are you expecting from someone on benefits who has no transport, and you give me an allotment 5 miles away? You're not being realistic. And I had to cut it all back by hand in the park, which I can't be there every single day. There's people who live a lot closer and have transport that don't even go there as much as I do. But what did I do to rectify that problem? I bought myself a battery-operated strimmer. Since the strimmer has been in my possession, everything has been kept nicer and tidier. Minus when I was away on holiday. How do I know that? Because I'm the one that's there. Every person that sees my videos would tell you the same. Every one of them. There's not one person who sees my videos, well, have the same opinion as you. They think you're crazy. They're like, I don't understand. You got all these videos. You're always working your allotment. Just send them the videos, which obviously I did, but it's not good enough for some. In regard to contract, we, the plot holders, pay you to do your job, which you don't. Your responsibilities are to work on the pathways. So when you come through the gate, there's pathways down to the individual plots, which I've recently found out you haven't been doing. No, 2 plot holders who pay money like the rest of us to do your responsibilities. And you have the audacity to double the rent, yes, double the rent, when you're not even doing your responsibility. Just a fucking joke. You double the rent when plot holders are cutting the main gate area and all of the pathways, when it's your fucking job. So do your job properly. And I'm not fucking censoring this. This video will be going to the council to complain about you, Kathy Kramer, and you, Heather Smith. Can't even do your job properly. How many abandoned allotments are there? Making my life harder. Why? Because the one, if you're facing the shed or where my allotment is, to the left, it's been abandoned ever since I've been there. Doesn't get cut. So all of the long grass and weeds come into mine, making my life harder. Fuck you. And let's look at your so-called reasons, Kathy Kramer, why you believe the rent has to be increased. Let's play that.
Right. There are things that we have to pay out for the allotment. As in, we have to pay for the water, I have to pay for the locks, I have to have the gates repaired, I have to pay for the grass to be cut.
But what grass to be cut? The tenants do that. I don't understand.
No, they don't. No, they don't. The main bit that comes down from that gate that you come in, and on the next field, there's areas of grass that we have to have cut.
Right, but that's not going to cost any more than it did last year.
But that's what I'm saying saying is, over the years, the cost does rise.
Right, but I don't think it's going to raise that
We haven't
much.
put the price up. No, that's fair enough. That's your opinion. But we, obviously, my manager is the one that's turned around and said, right, the cost of the allotments is going up, and it's been going up over the years, and we need to, unfortunately, put the price up.
Well, putting the price up a couple of pound, even maybe a £10, but double, is unfair. Totally unfair.
Then that's down to you, unfortunately, to make the decision whether you wish to carry on.
It's not about making the decision. I took the allotment on at that price. You never once said that you're going to double it. Are we going to be getting any additional features? Or is it just basically take more money and give us the same as what we've already got?
The same as what you got, that's it.
So we've got to pay double for the same. That doesn't sound very fair, does it?
See, total bollocks. You expect us/me to believe water in the gate being mended gives you a fucking right to double the fucking rent, when plot holders are cutting the main gate area and all of the pathways before you can even do your fucking job, Brie. Get the fuck out. Let's also look at the fact all the allotments for the most part are abandoned near me. As I've already said, look at how overgrown they are. And you complain about my little bit. Do your jobs and cut that down. It spreads to my allotment and makes my work harder. And on top of that, you're going to evict me, and there's a good chance no one's going to take that allotment for years. So that plot is going to be even more overgrown, incredibly overgrown, like the one next to me. Yeah, that's really common sense. When I have clearly shown you the proof that it's been cut down. It has been clean, well, cleaner and tidy. It's not 100% finished. I need to go back, but I had to do a lot of stuff by hand because my strimmer was having issues. It doesn't make sense, does it? You complain about the grass and the weeds, which I'm working my arse off, and then you're going to get rid of me. Probably no one in there, and that's another allotment that's well overgrown. Well, just do your job properly. Fruitcake. Now, this was only mentioned to me once, because I've been cleaning and doing what they say in the letters, and one time I don't, because it was getting towards, you know, the time for my trip. I didn't have time to do it. I thought it's too much of a big fucking job. The deadline towards my trip is seriously coming up. I'm like, well, what do? I spent my time planting seeds and laying down weed membrane. So you can go. I feel that they're more important than a fucking fruit cage being brought down. You're making up excuses now just to get rid of me. And it will not be tolerated by you, Kathy Kramer, or you, Heather Smith. And you are going to be exposed. Their email addresses will be in the description. So if any of my people want to fucking have a go at them and tell them how out of order they are and how disgusted they are because I'm working my allotment, please do. Even after I've pulled the fucking cage down. Clean, well, my allotment's a lot clearer, it's a lot tidier, and you're still going to take the plot away from me. I don't think so. You offer me a smaller plot when I have proven my case beyond any shadow of any doubt. I can look after that plot. Now you are going to be exposed. This complaint, this evidence will be attached so it can be investigated. Something you two idiots are not capable of doing. And let's just have a look again. How my allotment stands the last time I was there. I was even going to go to the allotment today. But no. So now you can see what the allotment looks like. Somebody who's worked their ass on it since they've been away, and then they take the allotment from me. One last closing point. Look at my correspondence. Look at my emails. And not one reply from either of you or Heather. Very unprofessional, disrespectful, and out of order. Secondly, I'm always ringing you, Kathy Kramer, and leaving you voicemails, telling you what I've done at the allotment. Also, I'm going to show some text messages where you're telling me how I'm doing my best and how I'm getting there. So don't tell me in one of these letters that I've not been in touch and I don't work with you, because again, you're making bogus claims about me. Anyone who knows me will know if they accuse me of doing something or not doing something, and if it ain't true, you're gonna know about it. Why do you think I'm so angry about it, huh? Because you're wrong and you won't let me prove it to you. And I'm going to expose you and I'm going to make sure everyone knows what you two are like and how you've treated. I've got mental health issues and I have to go through all of this because you two can't do your jobs properly. You can't even cut the main grass and you think it's going, well, we'll just take his allotment plot off of him. No one will probably take it for years and people are waiting for years and there's plenty of allotments. And you're going to take mine off me. It's going to get crazy overgrown. For what? You use your brains. So I'm going to close this video out. This video has been made to highlight. So this will be uploaded to my main YouTube channel, which has got a lot of people on. I'm going to send it to every single person I know around the world. And I'm going to take action. This video on this one is going to be sent directly to the camp as evidence so they can fully investigate. Because I'm not. So I hope everyone's good. And I hope everything's going well. And maybe if you're in my situation, it would teach you how to fight and not put up with these selfish, narcissistical people. We all need to stand up. We all need to unite. We all need to do what's right and not let these bastards in power fucking arse rape us. I'm out. Peace and love.